Hey, what's going on, guys? So I have another idea for a video today. I thought I would explain another um, type of resource that's commonly used by this community, and this is probably the most well-known resource. This is the hardest Kaizo stars list. It was formerly known as the top. It was first called the top 50 hardest stars, and then the top 120 hardest stars. But now it has a shit ton of stars, so it's just called the hardest Kaizo stars list. Um, and as the name suggests, this is basically a list ranking all the hardest stars that are in ROM hacks. And seeing as like vanilla SM64 isn't that hard, there's no vanilla stars in here. Everything is from like a ROM hack or something. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in. There's not really much to like. There's a bunch of rules, but I'm just gonna go to the list. Basically, the rules to sum it up, like um, everything has to be a star, so there's no like keys or anything involved. So I'm going to jump to the bottom here. So look how many stars are on this list. It is so long. So over the years, it just got so bloated, and it's incredibly long. I think it has like eight. Yeah, so 816. So I figured I'd kind of go through this and point out notable stuff. So starting at the bottom, um, even though these stars are like way down on the list, obviously being in the 800s, I feel like if you're new to ROMhacks, you might still get kind of washed by these stars, um, especially like if they're like a random star in the middle of a course. For example, this one, Bowser's Blood. That like even though it's like literally the bottom star, you might struggle with it because it's like a star in a course. So you have to kind of know the course to play it, if that makes sense. So sometimes there is a lot of like pre-learning you have to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through. So how this list works, by the way, is every hack is color coded to a different color. But if it's the hardest star from that hack, it'll have like red letters here. So for example, this is light, find the 16 red coins, and it has red LOD. That means that this is the hardest star in the hack, which is SM64 light or dark. So that's LOD. Or this, for example, I believe this is Snowstorm Avalanche. This is the hardest star in that hack. This is a good one. Um, Boo Nightmare Zone, 100 coins, and from a Mario Amazing Adventures. So the red signifies it's the hardest star in the whole hack. Because a lot of hacks have like many hard stars in it. For example, these like SNR, IOF, they have many hard stars. So you won't see the red letters for a while. See, if we go through here, we see a lot of different hacks. I think the bottom of the list is the best if you want like variety. Like this is like all different hacks right here being mushed together. Um, and yeah, so I'm just gonna go through and point out some like notable stars. So as you can see here, by the way, there's also like a number system. We're still in the zeros. We're coming on one here. So let's see. I'm trying to look for like a certain star. Because usually what people say is there's kind of like benchmark stars, but I'm actually not sure what like the benchmark star is for tier one. Maybe like let's say I like either of these two, Bowser's Secret World. This is Bowser 1 and KBR 1, Bowser 1 and Dream Edition. So this is like we're coming on tier 1. So yeah, the numbers are also expressed in tiers. So this would be like tier 1 we've reached. And let's see, I'm looking for some well-known stars I can point out. Uh, okay, this is Venenosphere from Super Mario 74 Extreme Edition. So this is like Venenosphere Reds, of course 14 Reds. This is a pretty like famous star. Um, we got some Treasure World, Crystal Caves, kind of a new popular one. What else? I'm not seeing too much here. Yeah, it's so muddied up with like uh crap nowadays. This is the hardest star from KPR X and the hardest star from Super Mario 65. Let's see. This is Super Mario Stellato, the hardest star. It's kind of funny that Super Mario Stellato was above KPR X, but hey, weird stuff happens. Um, what else? You can kind of see where like hacks top off. So this is the Bully Fortress, Lug's Tiny Torture. So this is the kind of the other extreme hack made by Lug Malord. This kind of tops out here. Let's see. We're approaching tier 2 now. Bowser. Okay, this is Treasure World Course 15 Red. This is a pretty well-known star. Treasure World's very popular. Got Stars of the Beast tops out here. It feels a lot harder. A lot of people have said that. It feels a lot harder. Let's see. We're coming on upon tier 2. Oh, this star was terrible. Okay, this is like probably the flagship tier 2 star, Toasted Coast collecting the legacy flags. This is course 8 red, some Super Mario Treasure World. So I'm gonna start going a little faster here. I don't know what that is actually. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's Super Mario 74 Final Frontier. Don't know what that is. We have a little break without a lot of reds. Nerf normal. I don't know what that is either. Stars of the Beast 2.5, the hardest star from that hack. Silver Stars of Wisdom. It's a good hack. What else? Oh, this is the hardest star from KBR 1. Super Mario 128. This is like the oldest ROM hack, I think. But yeah, this has a star here. So now we're in the tier 3s, by the way. I'm going a little faster because this will take forever if I like read out a lot of names. Super Nightmare 64. The funny thing is, this used to be like twice as high. This used to be like 6. I don't know what happened. There must have been like cheese came out because this went way lower. I swear, this used to be like 6. So something happened. Okay. What do we got? Insanity Cauldron. That acts terrible. Super Mario 128 2. I didn't even know that existed. Good to know. Okay, and here we have reached like one of the most famous stars on the list, Crudello Sphere, Bloody Scream of Rage from Super Mario 74 Extreme Edition. That is like Crudello Sphere Reds. This is the hardest star from Extreme Edition. It's hard to tell because it's red anyway, but this is like the hardest star in Extreme Edition. So pretty high up, 248. So for many people, this is like the first like really hard star they do, and this is like benchmark tier 4. So this is where like 4 kind of starts. Okay. This is TMR's peak. That's Super Mario: The Majestic Road. We have Super Mario 74 EEE up here. Okay, good to know. Barely higher than the original. All right. I don't remember what this is. I think it's a cabin hack. Okay. Waifu Cauldron. That's a questionable hack. I'll be honest. Okay. Okay. This is a hard hard font to read, but this is Super Mario 64 Lost Universe. Hardest star from that. This is the hardest star from KBR2, Refined Glimpse Paradox. This is a very famous star, and it's very good. So if you want like a good hard star to grind, like this star is quality. What else do we got? E6. Okay, this is a little confusing because this is the hardest star from the TIC demo, but not the hardest star from TIC. So that's a little confusing. Um, You'll notice there's a lot of hacks that like frequently show up here. Dream Edition's got a lot, Lost Universe 2, SNR. The Super Kaizo hacks have a lot of list stars. It's just how it is. We're nearing the top 100 here. 1-star tour. Czars of the I don't know what that's called. I think it's like Czars of the Beast or something. But I don't know. Okay, this is Super Mario 64 Master Challenge. This is the hardest star from that hack. Pretty infamous. Stupid Balls 2. By the way, now we're deep into the 5, so shit's getting real. Okay. All right, here we have. This is Tsukune Stream Red Coins. This is probably the most famous list star. I think Cradle Sphere Reds is number 2. I think number one. This is the most famous list star. This was number one for a while. And this star is iconic for being hard. I spent like, I don't even know, 150 to 200 hours on it back in the day. This star is very famous, and it's also benchmark 6. It's exactly 6. Um, so this star is known for being like brutal. And yeah, it's just iconic. Like even though it's this high up, it has so many completions and stuff. So this is probably the most well-known star in this entire community, in this entire list. We have TIC, the revival. Oh, I see. So we put like the revival there. Got Stars of the Beast 2, Master Squad 2. So we're getting high. Now we're in the 60s, so we're reaching the top. So a lot of hacks are gonna like top out. Transcending the Rainbow, Treasure World 1.5. What else we got? We're getting high up here. LU 1.5, that's his peak. IOF, Fractured Multiverse. Keep in mind though. Oh, this is another thing I should explain. If there isn't a star like if there's a star left and no one has, there might still be a harder star on this act. So for example, Fractured Multiverse, there's a star no one's got yet. I mean it's complicated, but let's just say no one's got it yet. Um, so when a new star gets added from this hack, that'll go up. So we have IOF, that's a pretty famous hack. Invasion of Chuckia, and this is 25. Currently speaking, this is where I top out. This is the hardest star I've collected. By the way, on the grand scheme of things, I've collected like a very low percentage of these stars, so I'm not trying to flex. But this is the hardest one I went for, number 25. So maybe at some point I'll go for a harder one. But I don't know. I tend to like go for hacks more than hard stars. You might notice that about me. So I wouldn't go for like I wouldn't just be like, all right, let's go for like 12. I'd rather be like, all right, I'm gonna start a hack, and if the hack has really hard stars, I'll grind them to beat the hack. That's how I roll, kind of. Um, we have Lost Lunatic Trials, Outlaws Universe 2, and Mysterious. So everything's kind of topping out now. We're at the top here. Um, we got SNR. This is the mighty SNR, topping out, and then you'll see the top 10. It's mostly Dream Edition. Dream Edition dominates the top 10. The highest non-Dream Edition is this guy. Maybe there's another Fraction Multiverse star, and you'll notice here. So between 1 and 2, so this is 9.9, and this is 11. So the hardest star ever got is like way out there, and I think most people would probably agree because this star was just thought to be basically impossible. So the fact that it was done, like it was pretty crazy. I remember when that happened, and I was just like, no way that happened. I'm like in the twilight zone. There's no way that happened. So yeah, so that's the list. Kind of went through it. So a lot of people say the list is cringe, and I somewhat agree, but I think it depends on like how you use it. Um, I feel like the people who just like upload list stars and just talk about like list stuff, it's a little bit cringe. You'll notice on my channel, don't really do that. I try to upload hacks and then get them in playlists. So I try to, I do keep away from this like obsession with the list because some people are obsessed with the list. Like they're like they only really do list stars. Um, and I don't know, they just have like an unhealthy obsession with it. And honestly, even though it's a helpful resource, I don't really like it actually. My opinion of it is not great. It definitely got neater and with this like nice ranking system and the colors and everything, but I don't love it that much. I'll just use it to like know what I'm getting into, but I don't really care like what my hardest star is. I don't really care like how many like list stars I have. Like I don't know. I don't care that much. I think a much better resource is the community Kaizo sheet, which is actually linked. Yeah, actually linked here. So this is the sheet. I think it's a much better resource because it's a little bit more concise and like it has like hacks. I also think it's a better tool to use if you want to like see what hacks to play. Because it's like because this is just focusing so much on like the list stars, and like the hardest stuff. So um, yeah, I think that's about it. So I'll keep this within 15 minutes. So thanks everybody for watching and take care. Bye.